they still bear fruit in old age. Psalm 92:14. This is the verse which our Holy Father Pope Francis selected for the second World Day of the Grandparents and the Elderly. The Day of the Grandparents and the Elderly is celebrated in the Catholic Church from last year around the feast of Saints Joachim and Anne, the grandparents of Jesus. Today, I would like to reflect with you on bearing fruit even in old age. How do we define old age? Old age could be defined in three ways: physically, socially, and spiritually. To begin with, the physical, to begin with, the personal challenge. In Tuesdays with Maury, the novel and the film, Maury realizes his physical struggle when he returns from his college. He takes the car by reverse and his legs get paralyzed. And his legs are paralyzed, he is unable to move, and he goes to the extent of being at the mercy of somebody else. And that pains him a lot. The first problem that an elderly person undergoes is this problem of being at the mercy of someone else. This always hurts. This is the physical challenge or physical problem. The second problem is the social problem. On the one side, we have our own internal struggles, and on the other side, we have expectations from the society. The society could include our family members, friends, the civil society, and even the persons whom we don't know. Let us understand this struggle through a novel called The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. The story is very simple. There is a fisherman called Santiago. He is about 80 years old. The people of his village in the Cuban Sea tell him that unless you go and fish the type of fish called marlin, we will not believe you to be a great fisherman. This Santiago, taking the challenge, goes into the sea. There, to his luck or hard work, he catches the sea that's called marlin, which is greater than his boat. So he ties the fish around the boat and begins to come ashore. What happens on the way? The sharks that surround the fish begin to eat, and the fish begins to flee, and the fish begins to bleed, and it attracts more sharks, and in the process, Santiago had to fight a great fight. When he reaches the shore, he has nothing but a skeleton. But still, in the heart of his hearts, he feels that he has come over the battle, that he has come over a great battle. This particular novel tells both the internal and external challenges that an old person undergoes. The internal challenge of proving to somebody else that I am equally good, that I am equally capable, and I am equally useful. And from the outer side, there is a demand from him, from the society, that he has to prove to the society what he is. This puts the person in trouble. So, a person who is elderly or who is aging undergoes this personal problem or personal challenge. The third challenge an elderly person undergoes is the spiritual challenge. We have a beautiful passage in the Bible in Genesis 47 where Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, encounters Jacob, the grandson of Abraham. The conversation begins this way. Pharaoh asks, "How many are the days of the years of your life?" And Jacob says, "The days of the years of my sojourning are 130 years. Few and evil have been the days of the years of my life, and they have not attained to the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their sojourning." Here, Jacob understands his life as a sojourning or as a pilgrimage, but however, he feels that he has missed out a lot in his life and the life has not been fair to him. In a way, he feels guilty and he is afraid. When we get old, these two feelings, the feelings of guilt and fear, take hold of us to a large extent, and this becomes a spiritual challenge. The world around us, especially the world of cosmetics and the world of medicine, treat old age or being elderly as a sickness. It always proposes creams, medicines, ointments to keep us young, to keep us wrinkle free. But it is in growing that we attain fullness. I would say we can celebrate the dusk of our life at three levels or through three ways. Number one lesson comes from Jittu Krishnamurti. He tells the highest form of intelligence. What is it? Observation without evaluation is the highest form of intelligence. Let us cite this with an example. Suppose I am talking to a group of students in a classroom. As I am talking, I see a student leaving the classroom. I observe that somebody is leaving my classroom. And as soon as the observation takes place, my mind begins to evaluate why this person left. What might have been the reason that propelled him to go out? He didn't like the class, or he didn't like me. So all these types of evaluations go on in my mind, and I lose my peace of mind. After my class, I call the person and ask what really happened. The person says that I went out of the class for an emergency and I am sorry for it. The reason was very simple, but my mind, which was evaluating constantly, made me lose my peace, made me lose my inner peace. So, the observation without evaluation. Like I observe, I don't evaluate. I observe things that happen around me in my family. I observe what my son does, what my daughter does, what my sons in law, daughters in law do, what my son in law does, what my daughter in law does, and just I see without evaluation. And I retain my peace of mind. This happens only when I begin to live from my heart. All along our lives, we have been, as businessmen, as entrepreneurs, as professionals, we have been living from our mind, trying to prove to other people, trying to prove to our own family that we are greater, or we are greater than other people, that we are great. My social status is this. But the end of the day, what counts is that we live from the heart. That is the first lesson. The second lesson would be letting go. Letting go is a painful process. Let us use a metaphor of or a person, an athlete running an athlete running a pole vault. The person who participates in the the person or the runner begins to run with a pole in his hand. The athlete begins to run with a pole in his hand, and he reaches to a particular point. He holds the pole there, and with the weight of the pole, he raises himself to a great height, and at a moment, he has to let go of the pole. If he continues to hold the pole, he will make a foul play or he will fall to the same side. As we age, as we grow old, we need to let go. Letting go of our expectations of other people, letting go of all our inhibitions, letting go of our egos, letting go of everything that holds us. The third lesson comes from the Bible, from Ecclesiastes chapter 12. The author tells his audience, remember and rejoice. Being a grandparent, being an elderly person, we have a lot of memories. The memories of the past. But the memories of the past have to make us remember the Lord who created us. Remember the people that are around us, and we continue to pass our dreams and memories. Together with remember, the Ecclesiastes proposes rejoice. Let us rejoice at being old, at being a grandparent, at being an elderly. The journey is in the move. We are all reaching towards that fullness as we begin to age. Aging, or being a grandparent, or being an elderly is not a moment of sickness, but it is a moment of celebration. Let us conclude with a beautiful message from Jewish literature. The Jewish literature considers number 7 as the perfect. The reason behind is simple. I, as an individual, have parents. So together we make 3. When we add the grandparents into the list is complete. The number 7. I am a person. I become complete only with my grandparents who connect me to the past, and I connect my grandparents to the future. I stand in the present, therefore, let us begin to celebrate this present. Happy Grandparents' Day and God bless.